What's up, Hippo lovers? Series number 2 here. We have AM against Suomi. 4 games going to be played.
Nilly, there's a game happening.
There's a game happening. Oh, game after game today.
Oh yeah, no breaks at all.
Okay,
Just
so
right into it.
yeah, tell us what's so special about this tournament. What can we see here?
So, to anybody who is just tuning in, this is a series of show matches that Mem is hosting, where players can choose their positions by picking certain colors. So, if you want to be the Max and you want to be in the pocket, which he's not, he's actually choosing to be on the flank. But you can elect to do so. And the other half of it, I guess, is that slinging is in effect not possible until the Imperial Age. That's the thing.
I'm surprised that we aren't seeing Slavs here. We're starting with 4 farms. I'm surprised.
Yeah, me as well. What was the BOA map where you started with farms? It's like you were like really
Beach
close
fight.
together.
Bam!
Yeah, there you go. The one that had the random elephant clusters in the north and south of the map that no one ever used.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But yeah, Slavs are incredibly strong on that map and would, I guess, theoretically be strong on this one as well. However, I don't think. Okay, well, I guess getting into this here, the Max will be here in the blue as the Spanish on the right flank for Suomi. Pocket will be Veles in the red as the Malians. And the north flank will be Zupi in the green as the Chinese. Meanwhile, AM will be our new team, stepping up to the bat. We'll have Leary in the yellow as the Chinese on the left flank, Nikov in the cyan as the Malians in the pocket, and finally MBL in the purple as the Japanese on the right flank. I don't think any of these civs are that weird.
Yeah, Chinese, a pretty solid pick since we're not starting with the TC, so we're building it a bit faster. Malians, quite nice to get the dog up quite nice and early. And then we have Japanese, which is nice to go for all that fish in the center in Spanish. Maybe if we go to the long game, or maybe if the Max just feels like he wants to play Conquistadors. But then again, the question, why did he not pick the pocket position if he plays Spanish?
Yeah, that's quite surprising. I mean, Malians are a civ that they really are the jack of all trades civ. You can play them on pretty much any map in any position, and they'll be above average. But yeah, Spanish are definitely a civ that would thrive in the pocket compared to flank, as they don't have crossbowmen, as that's kind of always been the thing with Spanish. But interestingly, very early committal to the water here from Suomi. See the fishing ship lead for them, I think, quite decisively. Just the second fishing ship coming out now for MBL.
Yeah, that's true. Not too important though, but well, we have to notice that Suomi is going with all players for the pawns. Leary for now. He thinks about milling and completely ignoring the water. Kind of needs to play aggressive
quite the
on
mill,
that.
too. Like, that is a very exposed forage bush and deer patch.
Yeah, but he will be the aggressive player, right? If he's playing Chinese.
It's a Chinese mirror.
Yeah, you didn't know that. Right? Since we're not starting with the scout, but with the camel, it's kind of tricky. Now he sees the Chinese camel though, and could have a good idea that it will be a mirror here.
Yep. But beyond that, 2 out of the 3 civs are mirrored, with just the difference being Japanese and Spanish. And yeah, that actually will be Japanese for MBL versus the Spanish of the Max on the right flank. So that means, yeah, Malians for pocket. Why do you think both teams would elect to go for Malians in the pocket?
Probably just because they say fish and then you can go for a lot of scouts. But if you're on the outside, it's kind of more stuff going on for you. And well, they just want to see them booming pretty nicely.
I mean, yeah, that's, I guess, all the normal stuff that makes Malians a solid pocket civ. And Zupi and Veles and Nikov actually will be our first players to click on up. Yeah, actually, we've got 4 players all clicking up and around the same time. Interestingly, Leary is not one of them.
It's a bit surprising, right? 560 food here has the most villagers. Will click up with 100 extra, 150 extra food in the bank here. Was he lacking a second building or something? I think so. I think he might have lacked the lumber camp.
That would have been kind of strange, but yep. He's getting up to the feudal age, but will be a decent bit slower than Zupi, who's the first player to get to the feudal age. Barracks coming down for him. I think we should just expect some scouts. It would be pretty standard stuff from Chinese. And I think in general, if you go for like scouts maybe from both of the flanks of Suomi and then towers or fire ships or whatever from Max, I think they can do a really nice job taking the lead in the early game.
Yeah, absolute option. And something I wanted you to ask before we see the first kill. Who's your favorite for this 4-game series? What do you think is the final score?
Interesting. So last time these two teams played in the 3v3 was in ECL, and AM absolutely clocked Suomi. It was not particularly close. Suomi just kind of let AM do their thing, and then in like a raw like player against player like level, AM just had the better players, and they just kind of won that way.
Yeah.
This might be a little bit different, but I would probably still favor AM right here just because I'm thinking of that last series in my mind. So maybe 3-1 AM, but if it's 2-2, I wouldn't be too surprised.
Okay, and it was the same lineups. By the way, Malian Pockets are going for the water approach here. Meanwhile, we have scouts for the Finns. And MBL, he is going for men-at-arms and instant wheelbarrow. That's normally the sign that he was housed. I'm a bit surprised by that.
Yeah. I mean, Max is going for a very early wheelbarrow himself, so...
What is going on?
Yeah, that's kind of strange. Quick wall's trying to be made. Camel trying to do its best to block, but Camel's don't attack. And, well, Japanese men-at-arms are going to tear through it quickly. Okay, there we go. Max responding appropriately, and actually, Nico with two fire ships here on all of the Max's fishing ships. Nico was just going to kill all of them, like, instantly.
Oh, that's rough for the Max. No reaction at all. Was very distracted by killing the men-at-arms here, who are now going for the center. But yeah, that is a nice start for sure.
Yeah, Nico coming in with some more fire ships. I mean, Vles is trying to respond to help out his teammate, but almost all of the fishing ships have gone down. Nice splits here from Nikov. Demo Raft not really getting the job done. Meanwhile, in the north, it looks like just some random scouts and spearmen running around, nothing too impactful. And yeah, most of the fighting does seem to be here around the Max.
Zupi doesn't have the greatest amount of scouts there. I'm a bit surprised. Where's all his army? See, you cannot go for spearmen only, right? He has 8 military, but I can't see it. Where's that? He has 4?
He has 4 scouts.
He is at the home base of Nikov. Staying active there, but Nikov is really clumped up with all his resources.
Yeah, Nikov very clumped up, as you're saying. Actually, already has a watchtower to defend his gold. Stone miners could be a little bit on the exposed side. Looks like no quick walls. She's running to the tower. Quick wall attempt number 1. Number 2 will be successful. Nice defense so far from our Cyan player.
Yeah, meanwhile, so much stuff happening everywhere. In the center, we have the big fight here, Nikov against Veliz, Demo trying to connect, and MBL is very active with his man-at-arms towards Zupi, who is really struggling to defend against that. Now needs to go for stragglers, but that is a scrappy eco by him.
I mean, you're not really expecting the other flank at your base. I mean, MBL's literally across the map from Zupi, but here he is, and you gotta be careful. Taking a decent bit of damage. I really think AM has struck the first blow in this game.
Oh, I really want to know about the mind games as well, because you kind of decide, okay, I'm pocket, and we have 2 flanks, but who is going to be the flank? And then you have to think, okay, now they have 4 and 6. Will MBL rather pick 4 or 6? Will Leary pick rather 4 or 6? And there's so many mind games going on. I really would love to listen to them.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Since players are able to pick their own positions, like part of like my theory crafting as to like how this would develop in the long run is that like, you'd have certain players who are sort of, left flank players, or maybe like that's like the slinging position or whatever. Or like the right flank is like just the standard archer civ or whatever.
Yeah, but
I
then
think it
you
could be interesting.
kind of need like fixed maps such as Cup or Coast to Mountain.
Yeah, that's true. But I guess you'll always have somebody who's on the left side, top side, and somebody who's on the right or bottom side, or
Yeah, but
I
tricky.
don't know. It'll be really interesting to see how this develops over
Yeah.
time.
I think it will, honestly. The way Release won the water now against Nikov, who's defending quite a bit at home, is thinking about going for Castle Age. Release with the same timing though, so better play by him so far.
Yeah, Leary will actually be our first player to click up, though. Nothing really too crazy from him. Of course, as Chinese, you have an excellent start on this map. Nikov hot on his heels, of course, as you were saying, and AM just looking really darn solid across the board.
Let's take a look. Some scum shenanigans here from the Max. Kind of tough for him to get a lot of aggression rolling. MBL now even ran around a bit, but the Max is chasing it down. Should be pretty fine. Now I want to see a lot of fish from here from Belize, getting a lot of control. And he's just waiting for the buildings. Then we'll be up to Castle Age as well. Deleted his mining camp. Only wanted to use his
Who
walls.
did?
Belize at his main gold.
Awkward. It's not. It's the Malian bonus. It's okay.
Okay.
Only 85 wood. But in all seriousness, it seems like Nikov just kind of stopped committing to the water. At least not a lot. He stopped committing to the water in comparison to Veles, who went much harder. And of course, Veles will have the slower castle age time, but also has that advantage of having 6 fishing ships right now. So I think it's likely worth it, but see if maybe Nikov can get something done in early castle age.
Let's see about that. We have Leary going for knights. We have Nikov probably going for knights as well. Or how much? Yeah, he is going for 2 stables. And MBL is staying on archers. So I think Nikov should double there. Can the max hold? He is not on stone. So conquistadors out of the question for now.
Yeah, like this everything is happening everywhere on this map. Leary got a kill onto one of Max's villagers. MBL got a kill onto one of Les's villagers. Definitely very open maps that are sort of like hybrid land and water like this. It's definitely hard to keep track of everything at once. Looks like even another villager of Max's is going to go down to just this random scout of Leary from the other flank. It's crazy.
Indeed, so tough to follow everything. And well, staying active here, we have the raid from the Max in the back of MBL, who loses, I think, only 1 villager, 1 spearman, kills 1 scout, so kind of evenish. Knights are now being spotted from Nikov, and it seems like Zupi will hold as well, although he's lacking quite some upgrades on his knights.
Yeah, just having bloodlines as of right now, nothing even on the way. There have been a lot of villager kills this game, I feel, from like everybody. It seems like everybody's just losing villagers left and right. No one really able to, I guess, wall themselves effectively. But Leary in here with some knights does have the +1/+1 upgrade advantage over Zupi. As you were saying, this might be a bit of a rough defense.
Oh, look at Zupi, not so rough, yeah, indeed. Well, he is at least snacking the crossman away from MBL. Got another TC up here at the side, unspotted there. That's lucky for him. But, rough spot for Zupi to get a lot of resources. Now, next group of villagers being harassed.
Yeah, that's definitely quite rough. Also, on the side of the Max, things aren't really looking a whole better, as MBL has a bunch of crossbows here, and how does Veles defend this? I mean, he has teammates on both sides taking a ton of aggression. Yes, Suomi has control of the water right now, but is the fish economy enough to justify getting absolutely, pressured like crazy at home?
Well, it's 13 villagers basically, and at the moment night numbers aren't looking too great. Belize, maybe you could make an argument for him to go for 3 stables, because he really needs to get numbers out. Look at that, tries to get another TC up, is trying to quick wall around it, but will be a rough one. Gets the palisade gate up, but I think it will fall eventually against all those knights. Oh, I think it's just too many losses on all sides.
Yeah, I think the water is just not quite valuable enough on this map. And it's kind of hard to say because there are a lot of fish in the middle, but with 3 players especially, it's not going to last too long. And you will see the fish run out eventually. And since palisade gates are in fact made out of paper mache, it's really hard to even keep that one repaired against all these knights. And if you're repairing the gate, it means you're not building the TC quickly. And yeah, it's just kind of rough. There goes one of the palisade walls, and oh boy, this is rough for Veles.
The gate is locked. Now he unlocks the gate, tries to go outside. No, he tries to go for it again. But yeah, meanwhile, MBL is raiding at the side. Zuppi is trying to come over. Oh, this is so tough. I don't want to play this game.
I wouldn't either, man. Like this is something that definitely favors the more scrappy players and playstyles. Like I can imagine like Frantic doing really well on this map. But Smax is trying to get his castle up, and it's like, congrats, you have gotten the castle. You are dead.
Well, he's at 42 villagers, right? MBL is only 5 ahead, and now you get onto Conquistadors. He is sitting at 2 TCs, is having Protect Gold, so I don't think he's that dead, actually.
Well, I guess MBL, I would like to see him be a little bit more aggressive with his crossbowmen, because even though the castle is up, it doesn't defend a large portion of the Max's economy. I feel like crossbows running around could get a ton done, especially as cogs aren't as effective against crossbows as they are against, say, knights.
No, that's true, that's true. Meanwhile, we have a big fight here. Skirmishes of the Max actually being efficient, killing some of the remaining crossbowmen. And Veles, I think he is losing this fight. No, there's a lot of green still helping him out. And actually, they're winning this fight very convincingly. Quite good for them. Score? Super close!
Yeah, it's so hard to judge what's going on this game. Zuppi is up to 3 TCs. Leary is as well, I assume.
Yes.
Is the villager lead. Yes, he is. He has a TC right by Nikov.
He's getting some raids in the back here. Zuppi not really spotting this at all. Zuppi!
Aging Mr. Zuppi.
Zuppi!
Clean up on aisle 7.
Zuppi! Zuppi!
You have...
Oh, finally. Okay, there's a small delay.
There we go.
Oh, boy.
That was really bad. That was like 17 villagers. That was so bad.
It's funny that you don't say like, oh, that was unfortunate for him that I didn't spot it earlier. You just said like, that was so bad. Okay. Okay. Well, now they're trying to clear up MBL here at the site. Having +2 knight might help out. Conquistadors have +1 defense, having bloodlines as well, taking some damage. I don't think that he wants to lose any of the Conquistadors. He's trying to go down there. I don't like that he's losing some here.
Yeah, I mean, ideally you never lose Conquistadors, right? I mean, it's that combination of speed and power, which is obviously so hard to stop for almost any civ. MBL going for guard tower because he's MBL, and also because he's MBL, I assume he is, of course, on 3 TCs, booming away. With Illyrian on the way up to the Imperial Nilly, I think this is actually looking really grim for Suomi right now. I mean, just even if they're 12 fishing ships, just look at the villager discrepancy between the 2 teams.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal, for sure. The highest 70 for Suomi, the lowest on the other side 73. They are already preparing some siege very far away from Zuppi though, but well, still think the aggression will come. And now guard tower push from MBL, upgraded from the watchtower push.
And you know what upgrades from guard towers nearly? Keeps. There you go. This is an ambitious castle here from the Max. See if the power of Spanish villagers can carry him here. Nikov coming in with a ton of camels. Oh boy, it's... Oh, nice quick wall though. I think the castle's going up fine.
I think so as well. Maybe 2-3 more villagers getting sniped. MBL should be happy with that, but the castle indeed will go up. And that's securing him the gold. That's why he went for that risky castle.
Yeah, and it was a risky castle that I think paid off. I think you're fine losing a few villagers for that. These towers are actually pretty annoying from MBL. He was just going to continue making guard towers because, you know, guard towers are fun. Also, in my experience, guard towers are actually really nice against conquistadors. So you can just get so many, like, especially with ballistics coming in, it's just so much damage that the unit's just not tanky enough to handle.
Yeah, true. And let's take a look. Tries to get some more up. Score now heavily in favor for AM, and I think it's only a question of time since, or till Leary is really rolling over Mr. Zuppi here.
Yeah, we did see all the 4 villagers from MBL get cleaned up, but oh, that's a lot of camels from Nikov. That's going to be kind of rough to defend with the conquistadors. And as you're saying, Leary is just he's seeming to be in full swing right now. More and more villagers coming forward. Castle in the middle of nowhere. I would have liked to have honestly seen that a lot more aggressive.
I think it's a lot for production as well. In general, he's playing it very defensively. If you see the siege workshop where he built those as well, I think he thought Zuppi had the army advantage or went for a lot, but well, he didn't.
Yeah, maybe they didn't communicate that Nikov had gotten, or was that Nikov? Who had the huge camel raid onto Zuppi?
It was Leary.
Oh, it was. Then Leary should know that he has the huge lead.
Maybe the camels didn't report back.
Yeah, no one made it home for Christmas.
No messenger.
Yeah. No carrier pigeons.
Oh god,
Yeah,
MBL. Even Gartower rushing from behind. The Max doesn't want to see that. And what a weird pick for Spanish flank here. That's a bit surprising to me. Huh.
I think the Spanish pick was surprising, but I think the stranger thing was just the overall game plan of Suomi, I think, was just flawed on this map. I think water control just wasn't worth it. I mean, you can see all the fish are gone.
Yeah, well, you need to go for fish traps there in the long run. 3 dogs also for Velis might have been a bit of a problem. He was up later than Nikov, who could then help out with some knights. Did pressure some against the Max, which slowed his castle down even further.
Yeah, just kind of rough all around. But interesting nonetheless.
Yeah, fun map to look at for sure. Let's take a look at the achievements.
MBL, interestingly, with the most losses, but he was still in the end pushing down the Max.
Yeah, and he was the guy with all the crossbowmen as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone else went for kind of stronger units. The Max went for like 10 skirmishers, but Kongs after that. All the other losses were villagers. He got the most stone, but Leary with a strong eco.
Leary was just never really touched. Just kind of, you know, able to do his own thing. And a player with Leary's level of execution, you're going to end up dying.
Why is the timeline looks weird? Like with Leary there? Is there
Something wrong
happened?
With that?
I'm not sure. I'm confused. Well, never mind. And next map will be Arabia. Finally.
Returning to sanity.
Who do you want to see pocket for both teams?
I want to see Max Nikov.
The Max Nikov. Nikov, interesting. Not Leary.
No, I think Leary is the best player on AM, but I think that Leary is a better flank player because Leary is someone who excels with the archer civs, like to the super high degree, and I think Nikov is much more of the boomer sort of guy.
Yeah, makes sense. I would have even agreed, but I thought I would be the smart guy. But you're also smart.
Well, okay, let's not go too far, Nelly.
Okay, let's talk to you in 2 minutes.
See ya.
Okay, so yeah, I like the idea of having Nikov pocket, potentially MBL pocket, but Leary flank with something archery would be really nice. Yeah. What's the price? $50 per one match for the team. They're allowed to change players. Leary hard in MBL playing now. So Nikov benched. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, I can answer some question. You can give some shoutouts if you want to. And I'm much tougher than Secret without the diaper, probably. The diaper is really needed. Nikov benched. Do we need some room stock TC rushes? I think the maps aren't that good for it. Are you enjoying the settings? Yes. But I'm easily entertained by top players. Post 298 or paused. Cheers, man. Who's replacing Nikov? Hart. Sacred without Viper still took AM to 2-3 on multiple occasions though. On a good day can take them. Okay, can you give me those multiple occasions? I can name 0. Yeah. Wasn't in the SAL final? Viper played 2 games there. And that would have been 1 if Viper didn't play the first 2 games. Only caught part of it then. And then doing the bold statements. Interesting. Interesting. Zubi believes the max will be the lineup for Suomi again. Roomstock will be brought out for maybe Donut. I think Roomstock is a good player there. Are those colors defined? Blue and cyan on different teams seems wrong. Yes. 1, 2, 3 is one team. 4, 5, 6 is the other team. 2 and 5 are always the pocket players. And now they can decide who I want to be right flank, left flank, who I want to be pocket. Yeah. Maybe Hart might be the pocket player now. Maybe MBL. It's interesting. Arabia. Do we want to go for Indians here? Although we can actually add the civs, right? Malians. Oh, what? Did I just caps lock that? How did I do that? I suddenly caps lock there. Interesting. Malians. Then we had Suomi with Chinese and Spanish. I want to be a bit smaller there. And on the other side we had Malians, Chinese and Japs. Oh, apparently Japs is racist, so Japanese. Or not racist, but a swear word. It was messaged some years ago. Please don't say Japs. Say Japanese. So Japanese it is. Speculate 40 seconds and then we are jumping into Arabia. Game number 2. AM leading 1-0, but no matter the score, we will play all 4 maps. And here we go, jumping into game number 2. With me is, as always, the lovely Olu. A wolf.
A wolf. Oh, what a resolution bug.
Oh, what a resolution bug. The max picking. Oh, Serengeti rematch.
Oh boy, I just realized. Let's go. Let's go. Oh okay. Man, it's the reverse.
Okay, so to tell the story behind it, why we are going so crazy. There was a very important ECL match, Suomi against AM, and we had exactly this scenario. We had Indian Pocket for the max in teal, and Frank's Pocket for AM. And in the end, after a 2-hour game, the max dominated the game. And now it's completely switched around. And that was one of the spots where AM was very vocal that fixed position need to be introduced. And now we have it all changed around. If AM loses this one, they won't have an excuse left.
But we need to be sure to give them all the crap in the world for it.
I will.
I think that is incumbent upon us as casters to do that in that scenario. But no, I think even a lot of the civs are really similar. It's not like 100% similar civs, but we did have an Ethiopian mirror in that game as well, if you remember. And I think Zupi was Ethiopians. No, Zupi was Malians, Veles was Ethiopians.
We need to take a close look at MBL's laming here. He's down to 15 HP. Still doing an okay job. A bit more than one screen away from the TC now.
Oh god,
Zupi isn't doing the greatest job ever. Takes another hit and is now going back. What? He could have gone even further, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So MBL is getting the steal.
And he obviously going to be feeling good about that.
And Leary steals a sheep.
Well, certainly not very sheepish play from AM here in the early game. Going for the lame right away.
I had a super good pun in the last... How was it called? Not Mirage game. The rehydration hideout game. I had a really good pun. And I even said it, but you completely ignored it. That was right.
Oh. Feels Ornlu, man. You were cutting out for me a few times, so, you know.
That's weird. Okay, I'm trying to do something risky and readjust my microphone. Test? Okay.
Oh, okay. I hear you fine, but like
Still here.
how I in my stream heard it on my end was like, okay, I'm gonna do something risky and I'm gonna readjust.
I was readjusting my microphone.
No.
Okay.
Mistakes were made.
No.
Oh god. Anyway, again, just to formally introduce everybody, Leary will be the yellow Mayans on the left flank for AM. Pocket will be Hart in the cyan as the Indians, and MBL will be in the purple as the Ethiopians. For Suomi, they'll have Zupi in the blue as the Ethiopians on the right flank, Max in the red as the Franks in the pocket, and finally Veles in the green as the Britons on the left flank.
Okay, and well, I think late game civilizations should be better for AM, as we mentioned. Imperial Camels better than the Paladins, potentially, from the Max. Mayans, I think I like those a bit more than Britons as well. But maybe for some other maps, we will still have the Finns left over with the Mayans.
That is true. Of course, you have to look at the series in its whole context of 4 games. But honestly, I really like this for AM. I like the Indians pocket, like the Mayans flank, and like the Ethiopians flank. Like, to me,
Perfect positioning.
Perfect positioning. Didn't accidentally go with Ethiopians pocket. Awkward.
I'm not sure. Like, what do you think if they picked Ethiopian pocket and asked for a restart?
I would say learn to pick colors and play the game.
Well, would you force them as an admin to pick the same colors in Civilization Sim again for the same player?
I mean, you're allowed to change. You have to announce your colors in between. You have to announce your colors to Cruzini in between games, right?
Yeah.
So if you just announced it wrong, then that's kind of your fault, right?
And if you picked the civilization wrong, that's kind of your fault as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe I'm too cruel an admin.
I like cruelty.
Just going all out is the hippo, known for its cruelty.
Well, somewhat.
That wasn't even a joke. They're like they're
Hippos.
vicious, man.
Hippos are cruel, yeah. I know.
Yeah,
Somewhat.
somewhat. Cruelty is necessary, says Krazini in my chat.
He's everywhere. How many chats
Yeah,
does he
man.
have open?
Probably all of them.
Yeah. Pushing viewer numbers for his tournament. Clever boy.
Oh yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think. Oh, Leary's trying to wall in the scout, and I think he got it.
Yeah, he got it.
Oh,
And that's a
nice
lot of
cute little
damage
move.
done before the scout is fighting back. Not that it would matter too much. That's a horrible start for Willis.
Yeah, and the lion did over half the HP on one of the militia.
Yeah. What's behind that? But aggressive tower by Willis, so he is going for some aggression. Archery range is at a really weird spot here for Leary.
That's like some AI level archery range placement. Like just in a random location, but like one tile apart, like perfectly, so the units don't clump into each other. That is totally an AI move.
Yeah, well, if there are some players that are close to AI, it might be Leary.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. His execution is so freaking good. But does he know of the tower?
How would he?
Does farm scouting or palisade scouting, which
I
is
think there's
something that you
too much going
can't-
on. If you see 3-man-at-arms, you're scared of enough other stuff. Yeah, that will be a really rough one. How's Backgoat looking for him? Well, he has some, but kind of exposed.
It's technically back gold, but it's so open, like you're saying, that I wouldn't feel great about it. Hart is arriving to save the day with some scouts. Looks like he has some more scouts than does Max here at this fight. So that was honestly not bad. But the tower's up, and you gotta run if you are Leary. Oh, one villager a little bit low. I think she's probably okay.
Yeah, looks like it. And what do we have on the other side? MBL and Zupi. We're just expecting mass archers from those two guys. MBL with the small walls. Zupi, no more with the mission, wall the whole map.
Well, if one of these two teams goes for a big old team wall, I would say it's very much likely to be Suomi. Kind of already working in that general direction, except that's a lot of map to wall because Max is so far back in the pocket.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, both teams' pockets are super far away from everyone else.
Yeah, I think this is the spot where you need to wall yourself, not your team.
I mean, are you really going to be an authority on how to do team walls appropriately?
Why?
Thinking back to that Heresy game when you're...
You mean the spot where Eddie was camping with 60 plumed archers and 20 paladins broke me, being in feudal age, and he was half a screen away?
Oh, I feel like there's so much like pent up like resentment at that moment. I feel like I just tapped into something there.
You tried to criticize me
Oh yeah,
publicly.
yeah. Oh, always. It's much better than criticizing you behind your back. But no, it was just a joke all the casters were making at that point. Ah, he said as he grinds his teeth, raging at everybody. Oh, Max is gonna come in here though, into the base of Leary. Lots and lots of scouts.
Yeah, it's so weird, right, to see him in red. I never feel like, okay, it's the Max Scouts coming over.
Yeah, and especially because it's like Indian's pocket and cyan for heart. Like that's just confusing, man.
Yeah, it really is. Doubt took teal before that. It's always teal and red, the pocket players. So we will see the Max a lot in red, I believe. And well, archers now from MBL going to the other side, while Hart is trying to find some holes as well. And oh god, release! What is that wall? It's just
What? What?
How did that happen?
How do you even make that mistake?
I think it was just a black area or something.
I feel like that's the only oh, and also look at this walling to the left. What the hell?
Oh god, not
What
a lot
the
of vision
hell?
there apparently. Lost villager number 2. That's villager number 3 going down. And
Oh, that's painful.
yeah. MBL could come over with archers as well. Or try to click into the max's base. Not really. His goal is open. Meanwhile, Leary is defending at home quite nicely. Okay.
Villager count's even between
Don't-
Leary and Velas.
Don't take a look at the stats, okay?
Okay.
What do you think? How many kills do Zupi and MBL have combined?
Zupi and MBL. I don't think either of them have fought yet in this game, so no more than one. But I'm gonna say 0 because I didn't see their scouts die.
Okay.
Am I
Now we
right?
can look.
Oh, I am right. Yes. Yeah, like they've just been sitting in their bases all game.
Okay, I'm not looking at the score. I'm just estimating how big is the score of Hard. I would say 1,825. Oh yeah, yeah, correct.
Oh.
That's how it felt. Oh no. Like you took so much time and then like, oh, I got it right. Oh, I can be proud of myself.
What? No. Like I
Okay,
mean,
now you're wrong. Anyways, MBL has 1 kill and now up to 3. We can see that Velise cleared it up in the end. Leary is up, Velise is up, Zopi as well. The max already reached Castle Age and now the production of his knights plus 2 defense.
Yep. Yep. Oh man. Yeah. It's gonna be booming away. Same goes for Heart. Nothing, I think, too crazy going on. Actually, MBL is going to go going for the fast university, so he's not going to be adding on additional TCs, which is not really his style. But actually, Zupi doing the exact same thing. Like, really, these guys just not really wanting to be too aggressive.
But Zopi is somehow 5 villagers behind, although he only lost 1 unit in this game.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and it's MBL getting wheelbarrow now as well, so it's not like Zupi is wheelbarrow ahead or something. That's really weird. He had to have a lot of idle TC here.
Yeah, that is rather strange. Of course, MBL is someone who's going to have incredibly clean macro, but still, like, that much of a discrepancy is pretty odd. Anyway, MBL finally deciding to go out on the map, but here comes the Max and Zupi. Oh, this might be pretty brutal for MBL.
Ballistics now for Zupi. Leary's going for the upgrades. Meanwhile, we have, well, Velise just camping. Oh, MBL, he will be trapped. He should lose everything here.
Yeah, I don't really see him escaping this one. 2 lions, not getting anything done there.
Camel's completely on the other side of Hart. He's not helping out at all.
And I guess we do need to point out that why is Hart playing? Like, he has not been active recently.
Well, still the leader of AM. Taking control
Is he?
over. Well, he's kind of, don't want to say the founder, but I think he's the founder.
I thought Leary was the founder.
Okay.
That's what it says on their Voobly page.
Okay, yeah, he made the clan on Boobly. Okay.
Exactly.
Well,
And obviously that is the source of all truth in this world.
okay, that's true. Actually, like after MBL rage quit AM at one point and rejoined
he's a
it
team
like
captain any
after
longer.
20 minutes, I always introduced him as the newest addition to AM. Everyone was like, "What? Why is he the newest addition to AM?"
Ripperino.
And speaking of Ripperino, look at the TC of MBL at his gold.
That's awkward.
And Woodline now
Kind of getting in
exposed
this
as well.
situation where it's a 2v1 on each side, and that one person is not doing so hot in defending 1v2, as, well, Bless under a huge amount of pressure from Leary and Hart.
Ambitious TC here, trying to pull back those villagers. That's going to be a rough one. 80%. Yeah, he needs to go back. He still has 1 more range, so the micro should be better for him. He's lacking ballistics, though. Didn't lose too many villagers yet. I think the least
No, and
defense
actually
looks a bit
Leary,
better.
and if Leary and Hart are forced to retreat right now, I think this is going to be a big win for Suomi, because MBL is taking way more damage, conversely, than is Bless right now. Even deleting the TC by his gold.
I think it was even destroyed. I saw it going down for 400 HP, and he has 27 stone left. Yeah, he did it. Yeah,
right.
yeah. But it was kind of higher. Okay, now big engagement here at the side. The Max, well, he doesn't have camels.
Oftentimes, Franks don't have camels. Yeah, and even if they were camels, the numbers for Hart are way superior in this fight. Worth mentioning is that as far as like movement goes, Max and Hart are actually dead even. So as far as mechanics go, it seems like Hart is totally there. And it's just a matter of whose flank is going to die the least between MBL and us.
Yeah, well, it looks like MBL is doing an okayish job here with the one defensive mangonel. Now we're trying to build the 30C again, and Zupi still has a lot of crossbowmen left over. That should do a lot of damage against Hart if he desires to go over there.
Yeah, but or he could just try and flank around this wood line of MBL. I think both are possible. Interestingly, look at the villager discrepancy between like MBL and Velez. Like MBL is way higher. I guess Leary's not that high himself, but yeah, Velez definitely has the lowest villager count in this game right now.
Yeah, it's -3, -6, so yeah, roughly 10 less villagers here for the flanks. But I think Hart might be in some trouble. He needs to get out at least one mangonel.
Yeah, at a minimum for certainty, as these are, I believe, fully upgraded crossbowmen from Zupi. And yeah, there's not even a mangonel on the way for right now, so this could be a huge problem. Max has arrived, busting in. Not really a huge fan of committing the knights right here. I think the camels will mop it up without too much loss. What do you think of that decision?
Yeah, I think he shouldn't really jump without the crossman. Yeah, he gets some vision behind it. So he's now running around. We have a force TC for Hart. I'm a bit surprised that the Max is only playing with 2 stables. I think this is a spot where maybe going 6 stables and a big castle edge attack could have really worked against Indians.
Well, it is the Max. And that's not really the Max's style. He's on 4 TCs. He's chilling. He's getting a huge economy rolling. Going to want to take this to Imperial Age. That is not where Franks excel versus Indians, but it's where the Max as a player excels. And I guess the question is, like, do you play to your own strength as a player, or do you play to, you know, the Civ matchup?
Well, I think it should have been the Civ matchup.
I don't disagree.
Well, he even did the +2 attack before clicking to Imp. Still, nice kills here from Zupi. Needs to run away from the mangonels now coming over. We even have MBL going for skirmishes. Not the greatest thing. And surprisingly enough, Leary now getting up a castle, but behind in score compared to Velez.
That's kind of surprising. I guess Velez has had a lot of nice kills, nice snipes with his Britain crossbowman. And the Max will actually be our first player to click up to Imp as well. So Suomi definitely looking to be in a solid position. I think the big question, though, for them right now is, okay, Plumed Archers are going to be so strong against both Zupi and Velez. And, like, how much can the Max get done with his likely cavalry advantage before Imp rolls around for Leary?
Maybe Zupi can just steamroll against MBL? MBL is sitting at 200 food at the moment, while
he's on his way up.
Oh, MBL is what?
Hey, he's only a few seconds behind.
Oh, okay. Then I will take that back.
Yeah, even with villagers compared to Zupi, actually Zupi just got a few nice little kills right there. But of course, the big difference being that Zupi's army is much larger. But I don't think MBL is going to get steamrolled.
Yeah, I will take that back. I just thought he had 200 food. By the way, Imp timing's very even for everyone. Look at that. No one, like everyone will click up to Imp. Reasonable, similar timing. 2 minutes difference.
Yeah, that's pretty surprising. Interestingly, the Mayan player, the last one to Imp, usually they're one of the first people up to Imp. But, you know, Larry's all right. I guess he lost a few crossbowmen when he shouldn't have, but oh, this is actually a big run by with these crossbowmen. Just kind of like threading the needle between the division between Max and Velez. This could get something done.
Well, let's take a look. Obsidian arrows could actually be a reasonable upgrade here. Not really the typical Lyrid thing.
No, I mean that's a different yellow player that usually goes for that sort of thing.
Colors aren't that important, but he might lose all his crossmen here. Let's take a look. Mangle not really being produced, but the range should be better for Velise. Having both the same upgrades, Velise, he's bugging out a bit. That's not the greatest engagement for him.
No, it's not. Now he's microing back a little bit. I don't think this is an opportunity where you really want to focus on the stutter step. I think you just kind of want to take the fight, right? Because you're doing so much overkill damage.
Yeah,
if you try and stutter step like that.
Some knights are now coming from behind. And there will be a clear up. Did we miss any other fights at the other side? Not really. MBL is going for a weird army composition, mixing in some crossbow, some skirmishes. Not the best thing, I believe.
Well, it's MBL. I mean, skirmishers makes sense. Doesn't matter the situation.
Okay.
Forward siege workshops from Zupi are kind of interesting. The nice thing with Ethiopians, of course, is that in a pinch, if you have rams bearing down on you, you can always just make some show tells within 10 seconds, and you'll have like 3 of them.
Oh, hard losing some camels in the center, but yeah, show tells could be pretty good, but we don't have too many castles. MBL has, well, 2 there to defend potentially. Some camels lost there as well, and this will be rough for Hard. Those Arbalest plus Cavaliers, soon to be Paladins, they're looking scary.
Yeah, I don't really see any challenge to them right now. I mean, MBL's army is smaller and out of position in terms of defending. Looks like Hart is marshaling his troops near his TCs. And still think the Arbalests are going to be doing pretty well.
Okay, Mangano maybe can get a shot off, but shouldn't really with 1 less range, or will it? Oops, no, not going to happen. Meanwhile, Larry taking 2 plumed archers. Let's take a look what he can do.
Looks like Leary's just going to be going for the plumed archer siege ram play. Totally normal as Mayans, especially against Britons. And this was like my slight concern here, is that Velez isn't going to be able to do anything about this. Like, really, at all. Once Leary gets up and rolling. Right now, Leary is still missing plenty of upgrades for his plumed archers. So it's, you know, it's not going to be too scary just yet. But with Paladin coming in here for the max, Suomi's going to want to get something done like right now.
Well, I think they are, right? They're pressuring the camels here. Yeah, might lose now, especially because
that's really bad fight,
camels. And yeah, but a fight I think you need to take. I think on the other side, though, the Max will do a lot with Velise. They're prepared a lot of traps, and 1 castle will just go down instantly for sure. Velise had the solid numbers. The clear at the right-hand side was good, but we had the big go here, and MBL is looking troublesome.
Oh boy, I just, glance away for 3 seconds and then there's a ton of arbs and siege rams here in the base of... This is an absolute disaster for him. Where's his army? He doesn't have an army! He just has some skirmishers.
And he did send some army over, but he got caught off guard from the Cavaliers earlier from the Max, and now the push continues here. And, well, MBL will lose everything. Look at that. So many buildings will go down. He is having pop space till 170, but that will change pretty soon. The traps unleashing. 1 castle going down for Leary, and they are breaking through. This could be a big push. Lead from the archer finish, but I think it's looking pretty good for both sides. Now the Imp Camel's trying to take the engagement.
Yeah, but Imp Camels aren't Paladins in terms of how good they are versus Arbalests. Even a few Paladins from Max joining the party. With the skirmishers coming in, is it going to be enough? And even if this army does go down for Zupi, it's already done a ton of damage to MBL, down to 80 villagers. That's a good 30 to 40 behind everyone else in this game.
Oh yeah, pretty brutal for him. And as I said, he lost so much ground as well. We have the trade now started at the side. Some pikemen from Zupi, but Imp Camel production to the left-hand side. This is rough. We still say if AM is surviving another, let's say 15 minutes, I think Elite Plumed Archers and Imp Camels should not be stopped.
Yeah, I mean... We saw it in the last series, the power of Imp Camels plus Plumed Archers from Secret. And look at this, Nilly. I think AM's going to chase back this army of Suomi right now. Yes, Velez has the high ground, but even missing the last armor upgrade, not really ideal.
I thought Suomi had a really good shot in this one. and population is still looking slightly better. MBL had only popped 90, but oh god, Leary really jumping under Billy's army here.
That's interesting, but that's a lot of dead units from Veles. More paladins coming in here from the max, but again, you're always going to be running into that situation where you don't want to fight imp camels versus paladins, or you don't want your paladins to fight against imp camels, and that's exactly what I feel the max is like stuck dealing with all the time, even though he's like in an individually better spot than is Hart.
But let's think about it. If Zupi now goes for a halberdier ram push, and they're heavily relying on Hart defending that, this will be rough.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ethiopians are definitely a civ that is pretty nice in that you can go for an Arbalest push and a Halbram push. And that is kind of what we're seeing, that transition right here. Just because MBL, not really much of a factor in this game. He's at 87 population. And if we do indeed see AM crumbling right now, it's just because MBL's kind of dead. He's MB dead. So the halves aren't really going to be as challenged as much as they perhaps could have been. And then we could even see like torsion engines and stuff like that as far as siege goes.
Yeah, I think we need to see a sling on MBL now, so that he can offer something on the field. Because at the moment it feels like 5 players maxed out, and MBL just breaking 3 digits. Is going for caravans, is trying to get some trader, but it looks like no caravans from Hard yet as well. Okay, now he's researching it, and well, MBL is losing a lot of ground.
Yeah, just continuously losing that ground. Well, Hart is here to somewhat save the day with the imp camels. Oh, if that castle goes down, that's just going to be so sloppy. And it goes down, and it's so sloppy.
Left hand side castle is going down as well. 3 rams hugging that one. Halberdiers not taking the greatest engagement. Well, great engagement against Lumbercam, not too great against the imp camels. And well, plumed archers are now here for Leary, trying to help a bit. We have MBL with 24 of units helping out as well. But now 3 people focusing to defend that. That's meaning that left hand side isn't getting enough support.
Yeah, I think this is honestly Hart kind of mismanaging his army positioning. I mean, it's really hard to be, pocket in the 3v3 because you're splitting duties between both flanks. But I really think Leary needed some imp camels there to help with the paladins. And now Veles getting a castle on this hill, such a strong position. And I don't think he has Werewolf yet, but once Werewolf tribes come into the picture, 1, they could get some hilariously good shots against plumed archers, and 2, you win every single treb war.
Yeah, that's true. And okay, now the big ram go. Leary is taking the go alone, though. I think he should have waited for the imp camels that are now coming over to the other side. Castle was saved there by MBL, and now the ram go. I think he will lose most of them because there's still enough paladins and even more coming.
That's a lot of paladins here from the max. Oh boy, Leary cannot take this fight 1v2. He just does not have the population required. And all of the rams going down, as you say. Oh boy, and there aren't even anywhere near enough imp camels. They're just coming right now.
Yeah, that was a horrible timing. And that is honestly poor team play. Leary, he should have known, okay, I cannot take this fight alone. And imp camels were on the other side. Hart instantly started running. But Leary, he just needed to be patient for another 30 seconds, and then everything would have been fine, in my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree. Now, Siege Engineer is even done for Veles as well, and he's knocking down another castle of Leary's. He's down to 2 castles. That's not enough for Plumed Archer production. Well, actually, look at 3 castles on the hill for Veles.
Whoa, that's so clumped up. And they have the HP upgrades as well. Now, Elite Longbowman being tagged. We already had Jim in from before, taking the gold away from Leary as well. Those are some big numbers. Think you might even start considering deleting villagers here to get up to 100 longbows.
Yeah, I totally think you should do that. I mean, longbows are not really that different from arbalests, other than they're just a little bit better in every way. But, it's like if you have the resources to get to them, just go for them. And Veles is winning so handily on his side that might as well. Even getting Werewolf right now. Upgrade, I love so much, as it does have the word wolf in it. But, yeah, I think that would just be the nail in the coffin.
Okay. Zupi is getting onto a lot of siege here as well. I think I didn't see torsion engines researched yet. And, well, next big go coming forward here from Mr. Belize. Another castle even. Architecture now on the way as well. And AM, they're running out of options to hold this.
Yeah, and I think it just all comes back to Hart can't defend MBL and Leary simultaneously, and that's kind of what he has to do. And yeah, that's just, you see AM crumbling over time, and I don't really think there's a whole lot they can do to try to stop this. No one on AM is really pushing 200 population right now, whereas everybody on Suomi is.
Man, that's really rough. How is Hart not pop limit? Maybe he's taking too many fights here. He's trying to snipe some onagers, try to take the fight here at the top, but that last castle is up as well. Now we have werewolf traps around, and they are just snacking castle after castle. Zoppy even going for SO.
Yeah, Suomi's in a really good spot. I mean, we've got Hal going to be siege onager. He already has siege engineers. That's going to flatten anything that MBL tries to do.
Well, MBL, we might even get into the scenario where he won't end up with the lowest population, but yeah, those SO are just so sick, and now we are, well, 1.5 screens away from the trade as well here.
Yeah, if the game doesn't end before the trade, you know, gets harassed and destroyed, that will be sort of the last possible chance that AM has to hold this. They obviously cannot lose their trade. No team can lose their trade in a team game like this. And another castle here from Bliss. He'll be up to 7 castles.
Where did he get that stone from? Did he snag one away from Leary or something?
I feel like he's had to.
Maybe also just getting the stuff from the Max, right? Because, oh, he's still collecting stone even. Because
yeah,
Franks,
just
they actually only need 1 castle.
Yeah, just need the 1 castle to get conscription, chivalry, and some trebuchets. And you're good to go.
Well, trap's not even really the responsibility. And more siege now. Zuppi even building siege workshop at that left-hand side. Lovely, lovely play. And yeah, just perfect team play here from Suomi. I'm super happy to see them play 3v3 Arabia.
Yeah, like of all the teams I'd want to see play 3v3 Arabia on these settings, I feel like Suomi is the one I'd want to see the most, just because this team play, this coordination, this just solid mechanics is what we love seeing from these guys. And yeah, they're just really, I think, just showing all of the strengths they have as a team right here. It's just great to watch.
Yeah, it's just brutal and really tough to play against that. Look at that, still so many longbowmen, arbalests around. Now, well, trying to hold on to those traps, and the castle here is Mr. Leary, but against Werewolf it gets really, really rough.
Yeah, like that's the thing is, like, it's not even a meme upgrade, it's actually insane. I feel like it's so freaking good. Like 100% accurate trebs. Just 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3?
Yeah, 3 shots to kill the trebuchets.
Okay, that's how it works. Okay, Camel's now dying at the front here. Hart is, well, staying at pop 190, but yeah, no chances.
Sorry, there was a huge werewolf shot onto a bunch of plumed archers.
Okay. Well, I simply don't really see Leary holding at all here. So many paladins, and Belize just playing out with so much range. And Camels, they have just no chance. GGing this one here. What a beautiful game by the Finns.
Yeah, just absolutely crisp play from them. Just, yeah, everything solid. Nothing too fancy. Everyone kind of doing what you would expect them to do, but just doing it well.
Okay, so what do we prepare now for our chat towards AM? Clear Civ win, Franks over Indians?
I think that's a solid option.
Yeah. Britain KD was pretty solid, 3-1, close to it. KD in general, very close for the Finns.
No, I think the cool thing there, in my opinion, is that wasn't like the Max just kind of, you know, having all the resources thrown at him and just kind of steamrolling everybody. It was all of the Suomi players just playing really, really well, and we're actually getting to see them play Age of Empires, which I love.
Indeed, they did that, and well, Nikov managed to get Hard out here, who in the end... I didn't have the lowest score. Actually, the highest in his team.
Yeah, but he's Indian's pocket, so
Yeah. The Max with a lot of trade profit did even sling some resources over there. What else do we need to look at? The stats.
Well, I already X'd out.
Okay. And I'll do the same.
Whoops.
I think I won't write anything. They are pissed off enough.
Yeah. Later though, got to keep it in mind.
I will write MBL or heart in
go.
SMS.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Okay, talk to you in 2.
Talk to you in a few minutes.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. AM saying, if only there was fixed position, we would crush everyone. And then they get Indians against Franks and lose the game. Oh, who can they blame? And even Mayans picked against Britons there as well. So now we have Mayans for Suomi left for game 3 or 4. Oh, yeah. And the result of Suomi versus Secret was 2-2. Oh, Ghost of Joda, please no trolling. Let's be honest, there's nothing you could say to AM that's more insulting than whatever they're saying to each other right now. That's true. Flo, thanks so much for 2 years. And Laura Gale, gifting something before that. Thanks for the support, guys. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. If you like some Sunday action, the 12th of May should be something in your calendar. And I lost the mirror against Zuppi. Well, he had the big go of... He ran down there. Then he got trapped. Lost everything, and then they had to go in front of his gold. And then it was over. Why is there a best of 4? It's not a best of 4, it's 4 games. It's always 4 games, and tournament organizers, I don't know, maybe they asked the teams, like, we wanted to have them play at that time. Yeah, maybe just guaranteeing amount of games. And they wanted to gift the teams maps, money for maps won. And yeah, that doesn't work if we do a best of series, right? Because it could be 3-2 or 5-0. Actually, that still works, but it's easier that way if you always play 4 games. AM crossbow army moving out in no man's land without pocket support. Yeah, true. I didn't watch the first match, but was Secret without Viper? Yes, he's traveling at the moment. But he will be back for my tournament. Look at that. I can create more green screen. I'm a wizard. Mem said the show match was a vehicle to show fixed position. He used the word vehicle? What if we team play with swapping resources by slinging only one type? For example, Slavs and Celts exchange food and wood. Slav concentrate on food and Celts on wood and sling. Would be more efficient? Yes! That's actually what happened in the old Age of Empires days, where you did that. Nowadays, you always have to pay tax to sling. So only 80% of your resources are arriving at your teammate. If you get coinage, for example in ECL, you only get 60% of the resources actually arriving at your teammate. So that doesn't work. But if you get the old coinage and banking in Castle Age, you actually did that. That, for example, the Celt player was slinging wood and... No, well, that doesn't really work, but on I don't know a scenario. Like Turks is slinging gold, Celts slinging wood, if you have Mongols or whatever. Why you don't have one of these nice game chairs? I wouldn't really know if that's better. I did sit on some of those, and they weren't so much more comfy. And I asked my chat, and no one really said like, "Oh, gaming chair is so much better." So I stayed with the cheap one. Yeah. Gaming chairs never look nice though. Oh, I don't mind that too much. You got the office chair. Well, I simply have the Marcus from IKEA, right? So nothing special there. AM, by the way, benched Hart. So, oh no, they benched MBL. Hart and Lyria only in the game room. The Max, Zufi, and Vilis waiting there. Some drama potentially. I will give you the game room. They aren't really sitting there though. Benched MBL. Indeed. Maybe they just talked to each other and had like 4 players and said everyone switching around. The text in the background nearly needs to be changed. In what background? Frank's making farms for everyone on, so no one needs to research horse color, heavy plow, and crop rotation. Actually, Teutons is the best because you only invest 40 wood. There is my YouTube video, Farm Sling with Teutons, where someone actually on Arena did build farms for his teammate. Survival of the fittest, the lowest score gets benched. Actually, I had another tournament like that, Elimination of the Hippo, that every time the lowest score is eliminated and the highest score is getting money. Whitetext says Suomi picked X, Secret picked Epsilon. This is Suomi versus AM. Oh yeah. So what do we have? Secret Suomi picked Spanish, right? So this is AM. And they picked Indians, Ethiopians, and Mayans. On the other side, we had Britons, Franks, and Ethiopians. You should bring that format back. Some of those games were amazing. Ah, yeah. Well, it didn't really, like, it was super fun. But the hour investment for like the money to hour of entertainment value wasn't there. I did put like $350 for only 3 or 4 hours of entertainment. That was too little. So I needed to change the format there, but it was one of the most entertaining tournaments for sure. Yeah. Yeah, not sure how I should change that. Nico is now here with Lyria and Hart. And Krasini says, we are ready to roll. Next game will be Grand Barra. What tournament was that? Elimination of the Hippo. It was 8 absolutely top players. Like, really, really top. Like, no one was lower than 2.3k. And every time, I think the lowest player at like 50-minute mark got eliminated. And then the other 7 continued. And then the next one from the 7 players at the lowest score with 50-minute mark get eliminated. And you get money by being the score leader at the 50 and 25-minute mark. So camping didn't really make a lot of sense because you could get into the finals without getting any money. That was really, really nice. And obviously 8-player FFA format. Go goth again? We'll see about that. I'm hungry again as well. Yeah, we can eat some in between series. When does the next one start? An hour and 15. Could be rough. Oh god, I said rough the 6th time today or something. I need to find a better word for that. It's going to be tricky. Donut alone will take 1 hour 15 minutes. Potentially. What food are you having? Sweet potato risotto. Niddy, do you do a shot every time you say rush? Hey, Vivi Fan. Speculator didn't start yet, as you can see on the screen. I think I will take a small bathroom break, and we'll be back whenever the games are running live. Hear you in probably a minute. I think it will be a quick one.
Rumors creeping from south of a giant.
باحث عن الطعام. عامل منجع. Das ist so.
Don't panic. Just click your soldiers.
Das ist so.
Follow the path to the blue flag. Follow the path to the blue flag. Look out, look out, look out.
Fiski maffer, gagnes maffer, rhaething maffer, nama maffer.
Don't panic.
It is here that my tale will end. The assassins will strike.
Right wings move. Did all your units make it to the flag? They need to attack. Move to the next flag.
Yes.
Das ist so.
Take the soldier. It's time for us to fight. Lest we be caught in the crossfire.
The assassins will strike.
Don't panic.
Don't panic. Panic.
Oh boy! Are you kidding me? Speculate started. Are you kidding me? Oh boy! I want to see some Nilio boys in chat. Oh boy! 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 Nilio boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh, Moses! Thanks for 3 months. Boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Why are you? Oh God! What are you doing with all your scams? Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Need to cut it here because we're jumping into game number 3. It will be Grand Barra.
The Grand Barra.
Grand Barra. And we have Indian's Pocket. The strongest civilization in the game wins every single time unless AM picks it from the max.
Indeed. So, Max, at least generally, still opting to go for Pocket. Meanwhile, Velest will be the blue Mayans on the north flank, and Zupi will be the green Aztecs on the south flank. So going with the double Meso Civ here is Suomi. And their opponents will be Leary in the yellow as the Slavs on the south flank, Spanish in the cyan as the heart, or Heart as the cyan, Spanish in the pocket, there we go, and Nikov as the purple Malay on the north flank. So we're having Nikov instead of MBL this time.
We've seen a lot of paladins from Teal as well, right? It makes sense.
Yeah,
Franks, Spanish. Yeah, makes sense because like red and teal are the pocket civilizations and paladins are still pretty strong unit. And question we have to ask, MBL benched. What do you think about that?
MB benched. Not really sure why. I'm not sure the whole process that's going through AM's mind right now. Like, we know that AM has a lot of motivation problems and might not have the best mindset at times. So hopefully they're not tilting too much, because they looked really good in game number 1.
Well, true, and game number 2 was kind of rough with the TC being denied there in early Castle Age. And then everything went down for MBL. Colors are just so confusing that they are changing every single time.
Yeah, it's the one big thing that I don't like about this is I get very thrown off by everyone switching colors, but that's kind of necessary when you have these settings.
Well, yeah, maybe one day we can just still pick it. Right?
Yeah.
That you have it as an option, like scroll, like color select, position select.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think that would be definitely something to look for in DE, possibly. Also, looks like maybe somebody lost a scout.
Maybe someone is Mr. Zupi.
Not sure where that happened, to be honest. But looks like Leary got the kill.
Oh yeah, next to the eagle, next to the boar there. Boar or the rhino is very low on HP. Leary had 5 HP, so there was a big fight.
Oh, oops.
If only we had a good co-caster here that would focus on something like that.
Well, you chose me, and you gotta stick with it now.
Oh, I thought I was the co-caster. Okay, I wanted to like shame myself.
Well.
Shame.
Ripperino.
Big
That's only later tonight.
This time. Oh no, from Leary. What? Am I confused? No, from Belize. This time a bit earlier than against Tedo.
Yeah, definitely. So do we have 6 different civilizations here?
We do.
Yes. This is what I like to see. Obviously, both teams kind of having different approaches to how they think is the best way to play this map. Which composition and positions do you like more?
Let's think about it. Like Spanish late game feels pretty strong, right? Slavs is a pretty strong civilization, but Mayans and Aztecs kind of scary as well. We have the Max with early scouts.
There's like a lot to digest with this.
Yeah, this is really tricky.
Yeah, like
I'd go for AM, but not feeling confident.
The thing is, Suomi civs are kind of, well, the 2 Meso civs, you and I, having played a lot of AOC, we kind of like know how the civs work, and Indians have been played much more than the other expansion civs, just because they used to be super OP, and they kind of play out in a fairly similar way to some of the standard AOC civs, whereas, Malay especially are just so weird. Slavs, I feel like you can just never underestimate.
It's Malay. I thought it was Malians the whole time. I only read Male. It's Malay. Yeah. Oh, I think Malay will just die to Mayans.
You think so?
Yeah,
I think Malay are
so.
one of the better civs against Mayans.
Okay, why?
Because plumed archers are surprisingly not that great against karambits. Because yes, they kill the karambit super easily, but they're just the way the overkill mechanic works with, plumed archers auto firing on whatever is closest to them means that you just deal so much overkill damage per karambit, and there's so many of them that it's not really feasible to micro down individual karambits, and your economy is super strong. And yeah, I feel like Malay are pretty solid against Mayans. Oh yeah, and you just
Okay.
slaughter eagles. Just that's not even an option.
Okay. I didn't know that Plundaches were so bad.
Yeah, like the game that always jumps to my mind is KOTD 1. I think it was Stark versus Jordan, and Jordan had like a ton of plumed archers as Mayans, and then Stark just raffle stomped them with karambits.
Well, but Karambits got, I think,
Nerfed.
double nerfed since then, right? They got weaker plus more expensive
That is true.
since KOTD 1. Okay, let's focus on the game and we will
Yeah.
see how it develops later. We have the aggression here from Zupi, aggressive tower, and Man-at-Arm aggression. Scouts from the max to support that. The top hand side will be completely walled. Lyri under some pressure now. Open gold spot for him as well, and both stone spots there at the front as well. This is going to be a rough defense for him. A tricky one, I want to say.
Yeah, it definitely is. And what do you think of the decision for the Max to go for this aggressive scouts play? Because you can see Hearts just going for an FC, which I feel like is sort of the more sensible option. And the Max himself went for FC Boom in the series versus Secret. But obviously, Zupi and Max going real aggressive right now. Lyri,
Can
is
he
he
wall
also trying
this?
to go
This
FC?
is rough. Oh, rough again. 6 HP, 9 HP. The villager's going down. Wow, the gate is down and he can just pass through there the other side. Oh boy, Lyri in some troubles for sure.
Yeah, like the Slavs pick on flank was kind of odd to me, because Slavs don't really strike me as a great flank civ. Just because, your archers are pretty bad. Oh god, these scouts.
Denied. Oh boy, this game is over.
Oh boy, you might need to stick a fork in this one because it's over. Lyri's cooked.
And how will their motivation be? Look at that, even walling the palace, walling the market now. Man-at-Arm staying aggressive. Defensive tower of Lyri should go up. And yeah, as you can see, Zupi is even finishing that one. I think he should just build another gate, just deny the market a bit longer. But yeah,
You only have one stone on this map, it seems.
you have 2.
So, oh, you do?
Yeah.
Does Lyri have access to stone that I'm missing, or is
No,
he?
it's 2, basically 2 exactly where the tower rush is coming.
Oh, I didn't see the one that was hiding behind Zupi's first watchtower.
A shy
Yeah, that's
stone
actually.
spot.
Yeah. That's really unfortunate for Lyri. Now we can't build any more. Actually, no. It looks like they have broken through to the middle, but I don't even think there's any stone in the middle. So yeah, that's just really, really rough. And when I was thinking about these settings, Aztecs always jumped to my mind like right away as a civ that was so much.
Lyri pulling a Jordan.
Oh, the tower's not in range. That's a big
But
difference.
it's still 3 Man-at-Arms around.
That's true. Oh,
And Lyri's
no.
tower isn't in range either. He can just repair with 2-3 villagers, Man-at-Arms.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna see.
Lyri, let's take a look. Villager being microed back quite nicely. Tower is getting repaired. A weird house there. I have no idea why Lyri's
What?
building that one.
Was that might have been part of the wall earlier, and the villager just you're clicking furiously and you accidentally click on the house would be my guess.
Okay. Lyri, he's microing back every single villager quite nicely and is getting that one home as well. Is he breaking this? What? Why is Zupi not repairing his own tower? That's so weird.
That was just weird. That was a combination of like some weird moves from Zupi and beautiful micro from Lyri.
Yeah, pulling back all the low HP ones. The Max is going to the other side. Hart is going for Conquistadors before adding TCs. Comparing that to Jordan, who went for the boom a bit earlier there. The tower will now be up from Zupi, and well, Lyri, he will get that TC up as well. Actually, Lyri is somewhat fine here, and I don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, his opponent's still in the feudal age. He has the power of Slav farms on his side, and as soon as he gets a siege workshop up, he'll be able to deal with these towers no problem. Wood is a little bit of an issue right now, but he still has enough for another lumber camp.
Yeah, he got tower rush from the outside, or from the inside, actually, which is the outside for Leary.
Yeah, that's a little bit awkward. And he did even lose a villager to the tower, but he's okay. I wouldn't say he's like thriving, but he's okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised how okay he is. We have, by the way, one archery range by Nikov is now going for TC number 3. We have plumed archer production from Velis. He did add 1 TC as well. And oh boy, the Max is building an optimistic TC there in the center of the map. I think not that optimistic, but, well, spotted by Nikov.
Yep, the Max actually had some scouts in Nikov's base. Was able to snipe 1 villager. But yeah, getting the TC denied is certainly not what you want, and that's causing, you know, in addition, a lot of idle time with these, 5 villagers who aren't doing anything right now. So yeah, there's definitely a hole into the Max's base, and he's got to be quite careful.
Oh, he's walling it off now. Has 3 camels around, or 2 and 1 at another spot. Need to pull those villagers. I think 3 camels, Indian camels with bloodlines, could actually engage this.
Yeah, I think 3 camels is the magic number. There isn't any armor upgrades for the Max right now, but I guess he has 4 camels. Should be okay. I'm surprised he's not on more TCs. Yes, he had the 1 TC in the middle tonight. He's actually going to be rebuilding it on the same gold spot as Veles. But you'd expect the Max to be on more TCs than he's on right now. I mean...
Well, he did go for scouts to open it, right?
I mean, yeah, but... It's...
Then his
I
first
thought he'd be on more.
TC would be denied. Yeah, well, if there weren't crossbowmen, he would be on 3 already.
I thought he deleted the TC in the middle, my bad.
Yeah. He will get it up a bit later. Zubi will reach Castle Age as well. Any what's going on?
Yeah, look at the base of Nikov. It's not great.
Yeah, we had some losses there. Nikov still with solid ego here. In general, the Max and Zupi quite far behind. Feels like Velis needs to carry this game.
Yeah. I totally agree. I mean, Zupi is very far behind just because he went for the tower rush. And look at the villager deficit already. I mean, Leary's only on the 2 town centers right now, but he's, 15 villagers ahead? Zupi just now hitting Castle Age?
That's kind of weird. Where did he lose his... Was it the forward 4 villagers? Huh. Look at the KD of Nikov, by the way. Pretty solid.
Yeah, just melee things. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any Karambit warriors on the field, so there's nothing to justify that kill-death ratio. It's just a disaster.
He could even lose more here. 90%. He could lose those. He could lose that.
If the focus is on point.
Debating.
No, you can't do that. You can't do it.
Okay.
Nah. No, what Veles needed to do is needed to target 4 plumed archers at a time or something and target each individual villager.
Yeah, well, that's still possible to defend if you just right-click the TC constantly. But yeah, if he didn't see it, that could have been the option. Everyone expanding towards the center now, at least 4 players trying to get some more stuff rolling for themselves. And now the Monk Rush from Zupi with an aggressive castle. That's kind of weird.
Interesting. I guess he just had the stone, so might as well use it. Do these monks have redemption? No, they do not. Thankfully, it's easy to check with Aztecs.
Oh, he's getting it now.
Nice attack ground, but not quite enough. Villagers having to come in. That's never a great sign.
One down. Eagle, let's go down.
Necessary casualties.
Oh, nice ground attack by Zupi.
Yeah, that was beautiful. So the villager deficit is insane. These scorpions aren't going to do anything. Interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, this castle is just continuously going up, and no stone for Leary's going to be really annoying for him.
Yeah, he won't get onto any stone this game. Or like, I don't want to say that radically, but for some time.
Well, there is actually a very safe stone, way to the back. But thankfully, with the power of AM scouting, not seen.
Yeah, he actually has the scout there. Could just scout it. But isn't going for Leary. Now up to him. What?
Whoa! Slav farms, man.
Yeah, but what is he building?
It's the fast imp into nothing strat. It's a very, very carefully refined strat.
Okay. So he's now going for atonement.
Okay, the atonement's kind of weird. He does have redemption, but that's what happens when you get redemption before sanctity, Nilly.
Yep. Losing 2 monks there and not even converting the mangonel.
Ooh, the monk micro.
Oh, killing his own mangonel!
That was after mangonel attack. Oh god. The mangonel is like, all right, guys, I am ready to switch sides. I am fighting for you, Zuby. Oh god.
If we have like Warcraft 3 sounds, it would have been like ready to serve.
Yes, me lord.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Meanwhile, the Lee's castle is getting delayed a bit. Although, wait, double mangonel could be tricky, but I think there's enough camels to potentially snipe that. No, Belize will get his castle up, and well, yeah, plumed archers. They should dictate the center quite nicely.
Yeah. I'm not sold on the conch play once again. I feel like if Hart just went for, knights into paladins and went for a bigger boom, I think it would have been better for him.
How did Leary buy himself the castle? That must have been like, honestly, buying 700 stone.
Yeah, I think that is necessary, and we know it's not slung because, well, that's our first imp.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Sophie at pop 52.
I mean, yeah, it's not like Leary has a massive pop advantage, but he has a castle, and all he needs is a trebuchet.
Yeah.
And that's what he's making.
Yeah, well, makes sense. Will take some time till he gets back onto gold and to stone. Is chopping himself out towards the center now, so actually gold control isn't the most important thing. I think most important thing is how the Max and Belize are controlling the center hard. Now taking some losses here with his conks.
Yeah, gotta be really careful with those, obviously. No bloodlines, although he does have +2 in what looks like husbandry. This should be a bit of a better engagement for our Cyan player.
No, the Max was a bit out of position, only now getting the +2 defense. And Sneakov, well, he's going for the MBL army composition. Some mangonels, some skirmishes here. And Hart, well, that's an optimistic castle.
Yeah, that's optimistic to say the least.
And it is spotted. I think 2 easy villager kills, not too important though.
Yeah, the castle is so close to completion and is, at least defensively enough positioned that you can just send some more villagers in a minute. Bless wrapping himself around, though, going to be going over to Leary, who is totally exposed to these plumed archers.
Oh boy.
That's going to be pretty brutal. I mean, Leary's economy is threadbare enough as is. He just cannot deal with these plumed archers on top of everything else.
Oh man. And that's a solid 10 villagers going down. Could have gotten that even more evil if you just went in a bit deeper, but yeah, just want to go for the save kills the Max, now getting up to Imp Camels, so I feel hard. He doesn't have a real good unit to go for. Imp Camels will be okay against Conquistadors. Elite Plumed Archers as well.
Yeah, again, it's kind of the surprise to me that he's going for Conquistadors. I guess he just didn't want to deal with Imp Camels with Paladins. I mean, he's probably a little bit triggered by that, but I still feel like Paladins probably would have been a little bit better, because at least the Paladins are good against the Plumed Archers. The Conks aren't even good against those. It's not like Conks are great against Imp Camels.
And we have Nikov going for range units as well. Tricky.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point, because there is no meat in the army of AM.
Well, Hart is attacking Cavaliers now and has some stables up, so that will be fine. We see Zupi now retreating, still has some monks, won't get pushed too quickly from Leary, who still has very little wood control, builds horrible lumber camps here on the inside. And, well, now all eyes on Nikov, who goes mass skirmishes. Should just get overrun once we get the first group of heavy camels out.
Yep, totally agree with that. Plumed Archers almost fully upgraded for Velez won't even perform that poorly against the skirmishers. Stone Gate coming in for Nikov, interesting. Not really any melee units that would, deter in attacking the trebuchets, but it's about feeling safe.
Elise could actually fight back here. Let's take a look. The Max is now patrolling in here. Nice quick gate by Mr. Nikov. Plumed Archers are going forward. Maybe just focusing down on the traps. No, just patrol. More camels. More gates as well. But it just feels like the Max should have enough here. Nice walls for sure. Traps even ignoring the other traps. Just going for the castle of Nikov here.
That was close, but the castle should be fine for Mr. Velez. And as you were saying, there is nothing at all to stop these camels, and that is a very quick GG there from AM. Suomi striking back up 2-1 now.
Up to 1 now, and well, MBL benched. Not the greatest position for them. And let's just think about it. I think hard, playing 2 games, losing 2 games.
I have not been impressed by Heart's play, to be blunt.
Well, it is tricky, right? Going for Kongs there, he needed to go for the very big wall since Leary was open and he feared that scouts might have gotten over to him. And then Kongs, well, against Plumes, it's not the prettiest thing ever.
Yeah. Overall, I think we were talking in the beginning that we liked AM's civs better, but just not really able to make use of them. I mean, the classic scenario of the Meso civs being super aggressive and then the Indian heavy camels, once all is said and done, to just, perform the finishing move. Okay,
did we say we liked Suomi's civs better? I remember us like 3 minutes like, well, this and well, at least 6 different civilizations and then I only realized what the civilizations were, so... But okay, yeah. It truly is. Mayans is strong civilizations, Indians pocket there as well. And Zupi would have lost against Leary in the long run, but that could have taken some time. In the end, actually, both at 88 population.
Interesting. No, I think Zupi did a good job of crippling Leary and not letting Leary get to full Slav power, because Slavs are one of those civs that can just trash both Indians and Mayans in the late game. One of the few civs that can do both.
Yeah, true. And Leary with some fair walls, then some nice hold, and in the end, well, buying that full castle is slowing you down quite a bit. Investing, like, what is that? Close to, like, 1.3k gold or something, only to get the castle.
Wait, isn't... when you're buying and selling resources in the market, doesn't that count as resources collected?
I think selling, yes. I'm not sure about buying.
Yeah, because it says Leary has collected 40 stone this game.
Yeah.
So I guess the selling resources.
Yeah, I'm
count?
pretty sure it's selling, but not buying.
Yeah, it's weird.
I thought that was the way it is.
It looks like you're correct.
And the unbeaten Suomi player is now on the field.
Is it my boy Rubenstock?
The magic weapon. Rubenstock is here.
Nilly, do you know what time it is? It's donut time.
It's donut time. Leary, MBL, and Nikov are in the game room 4 a.m. Now potentially posting their seating. Who do you want to see as the pocket?
So if we're seeing Leary, MBL, Nikov, which is I think their actual best lineup, I still think I like Nikov pocket. And for Suomi, unless you're doing something funky, you think you still have max pocket.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. And one small question: what did the American police officer say that just tuned into this channel?
What did he say?
It's donut time.
Oh yeah.
See you in 2 minutes.
See you in 2 minutes, man.
Okay, how does the scoring work? 4 games each, and you get $50 per map win. So we already have $200 in the pocket for Suomi. AM has $50, Secret has $100, and we have 5 more games to go. 1 AM against Suomi, and then 4 games AM against Secret, the main event of the evening. Let's see about that. What do German police say? Currywurst mit Pommes. Not if the police officer is vegan. Americans aren't a race. That's true. That's why it's not racism. Hi, 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 hi. Okay, guys. Vegane Wurst mit Pommes. Potentially. Unless they are raw Veganer. Or no idea how raw Veganer is called. People, like, I was living with one person. She didn't even eat anything that was heated above 35 degrees. It's mass shooting time in the US always. What? Are you vegan or vegetarian? I'm trying to eat as vegan as possible at home, and when traveling I'm vegetarian. So yeah, I have some non-vegan stuff at home, but 95% vegan, I would say. For example, my protein bars at the moment aren't vegan. I think some are, but most aren't. Yeah. As you can see, Cresini still needs a small moment. Then we have Donut, and well, we can take a look into potential civilizations that are still up for grabs. We have Ethiopians, we had for Suomi Indians, Mayans, Aztecs, and AM picked Mayans, Slavs, Malay, and Spanish. So what do we want to see? Aztecs could be still a pick for AM. Malians was picked by both. Britons could be an option for AM, although I don't think they will like that too much. Chinese was picked, Malians was picked. Slavs could be an option for Suomi. Celts could be an option for both. Khmer aren't a good civilization. Tricky. Can't really say what I would advise them, except Portuguese. Am I missing any civilizations that are obvious picks? I won't play tonight, no. I will cast 5 more games and then it's relax time. Japanese aren't a solid pick. Mongols. Japanese are okay for. No, it's Donut, right? Vikings. Oh god, I'm not thinking straight what civilization, what map we are playing. Vikings could be an option. Celts could be an option. Turks, honestly, could be an option. Yeah, Vikings flank is good, I believe. Turk flank and Celt pocket, or something like that. Portuguese hype. Portuguese isn't that bad. Malay could be an option. Italians. Don't see them too much. In 40 minutes, by the way, we will have the last series of the day, Secret against AM. Berbers. A Berber Pocket could be an option, yeah, for both of them. Yeah. Yeah, Berber Pocket could be. Malay could be okay. Not too sure about Mongols, honestly. So Vikings, Celts, Berbers. Could be something good. Malay, yeah. Score of Secret vs. Suomi is here. Yeah, Rubenstock, Zuppi, and the Max. So Rubenstock, Celts could be an option. After which moment in your life did you decide to become a vegan? Could you tell that, please? I was vegetarian for probably 2.5 years, and my roommates became vegetarian as well. And then all 4 of us were vegetarian, and one guy just said, like, isn't vegan even better? And then we had some vegan books lying around in the toilet, and then I went vegan, but I only was vegan for a year or maybe 2, maybe 1.5 or something. So I wasn't vegan for the longest time. Yeah. I don't have a roommate, no, but I used to live in a big flat sharing apartment. I moved out like 2.5 years. I don't see any advantages for Incas. First year at university, more than 50% was vegetarian. After 4 years, hardly any. Okay. Take death over becoming vegan. Then you're not a clever person. Or don't value life. At least yours. I'd take becoming vegan over death, but that's just me. But do you do that for your health? I mean yourself, or for deer and planet? Only for the deers. I'm only skip deers. I'm doing it for the planet, yeah, and human beings. Like, a lot of people die due to a lot of people not eating vegan or vegetarian. There would be so many more resources in the world if everyone ate vegetarian or vegan. I don't get the whole vegan or vegetarian thing. Do you want to be educated by me, or do you want to do your research? There's a lot of good arguments for being vegetarian or vegan, and there's a lot of stuff obviously on the internet if you want to read that up. And Specplay is down to 50 seconds, so we can jump into game number 4. The last one of the series, Ruben Stock, will provide us hopefully with some lovely games. Oh, need to burp. And we're jumping into it. Let's take a look at civilizations. Could be pretty interesting. And let's take a look. So Slavs for the max, Mongols, and Teutons for Rubenstock. And Teutons even pocket. What are we witnessing? So
I went through, because obviously we had a pretty long delay. I went through the civs and I'm like, what would be some 5,000 IQ plays? And yeah, like I mentioned Slavs and Mongols and Celts. And I was looking at Teutons and I'm like, Nah, no one would go for Teutons. And then I forgot that Rubenstock was playing, so that's really on me.
Okay, well, I was off as well. I was going for Berber Celt Viking. So
I thought about Viking. I thought the true 3000 IQ play would be to go for like Khmer Portuguese Mongols or something like that.
but okay.
Oh, because Portuguese can, like, I feel like a Bombard Tower Civ is really good to have on this map.
Yeah, that's true. I even said Turks might be an option. I
Yeah,
think
Turks is-
Malay are actually pretty good with mass harbors. Can
Yep,
just spam
totally.
them around.
Totally on board with that idea as well.
So I don't like
But-
Teutons, and I'm actually not sure if I like Mongols as well. It's just so
Really?
easy to wall off, yeah.
But in the late game, you can cut through, and you can do it quite easily. We saw that numerous times.
Yes, yeah.
I wonder, the first thing I always need to check out is if there's any like random holes through the trees, because that definitely happened several times. And actually, oh, not quite. Don't think we see any random holes.
Well, MBL actually can go through. Yeah, well, let's see how they will wall, if they will wall, and then it depends on how we will have some gimmicky holes. But yeah, it looks like a funny maze.
Is this version of Donut different? Because I feel like historically in Donut you could always wall with 2 docks. I feel like it's kind of hard to do that now.
Yeah. Like, at least the max can. MBL can quite easily.
Yeah.
Zuppy can even wall with 1 dog. And Leary can wall with 2 dogs or 1 a bit further back.
Yeah. I guess it's fine. Anyway, so both teams opting for the Mongols play. Everybody else does have a different civ. And of course, the craziest thing to me is Teuton's Pocket. But like overall, what are you thinking here, Nilly?
Still not a big fan of Teutons. I think Slavs should be pretty good. I like Aztec flank as well, especially with Leary's aggression, MBL, Celts. I think I like the AM civilizations a bit better, which would be a nice setup, having 2 draws after the 2 first sets.
Oh yeah, always need to have that parity. But yeah, I think I'm in agreement with you. I don't really understand Teutons as a pocket civ in particular. Like, what do they bring to the table that another civ could not? Like, they have a good boom, other civs have good booms. They have a good late game, other civs have better late games. Like, what?
Bombard towers and ironclad.
I do like me some ironclad.
Maybe they expected Aztecs and wanted to get some conversion anti-bonus resistance.
Yeah, and there is Aztecs, so at least that part is holding true. But yeah, it's very strange to me, and as I'm sure for you as well. Interestingly, very fast uptime from Nikov though.
No, let's take a look. Left hand side, Leary very low with his villager here, but is getting away. Roomstock is coming around with his scout, and well, as you said, Nico with a very early uptime. Nice block here against the scout as well. MBL, what is this? That's beautiful. Oh, got like 4 or 5 more hits in.
I think I must have missed it, but yeah, I see the low HP on the scout of the max, and yeah, this is pretty interesting because Zupi is obviously not electing to go for a very fast uptime despite being Mongols. Well, I say not a very fast uptime when he's going up on 22 pop, but I mean, you compare that to Nikov going up on 18 pop. I feel like one of these, he probably has to have a forward building or something.
Nope, stable at home.
That's gonna be quite the trek for those scouts to go over. At least it's kind of close to MBL. But I don't really see the scouts doing a ton of damage.
Let's see. Maybe they can go through Roomstock, who's going for scouts from the pocket position as well, though. So, let's take a look. MBL still very annoying. And, oh no! The dog was denied by Leary here. But now should go up. Militia still on the outside. Zupi and Leary should have the same up timings.
Yeah, I don't think anything too crazy is going to happen. Nice wall off here from Zupi. It's only 129 HP, but I think that should be fine. And I think most of the action is going to be happening here on the right side, at least initially. Looks like first blood this game has been drawn by Max, arrowing down a stray militia of MBLs.
And the Max has 3 men-at-arms now. At least if he wants to upgrade those. Fights against the militia first. They're running away. And, well, first scouts of Nikov are coming over. But the Max so far with a pretty solid defense here. And has to be happy with how this game is going for him so far.
Yeah, MBL losing 3 units, not killing a single one is a little unfortunate, especially as Celts, you'd want to be dictating how those early swordsman fights go, because, you know, you're the only civ that can do that, so it's always a little bit feels bad, man. But, ooh, tower coming in here from the Max.
And out of
Does
vision.
MBL know it's coming?
No. Out of vision. But Nikov sees it. Nikov scouts it.
Oh, he does?
And
Oh,
MBL
okay.
is adding militia here. Look at that, 4 militia for him. We don't have an man-at-arm upgrade for the Max, so he's now going back. The tower will go up, and, well, that's a lot of aggression. Spearmen and scouts are being sent over from Rubenstock now. Man-at-arm upgrade after all. That's a weird timing from the Max.
That feels like almost like a panic men-at-arms. Like, oh no, my opponent hit feudal age and has more militia than me. I need to get men-at-arms, but yeah, that's not going to go well for you, Max, and
He will
he's going to get
cancel.
all of his units killed.
Yeah, he is cancelling it. I think that's the right decision. Goes for more spearmen.
I think it's the right decision, but I think it was like the best decision he could make in a bad spot. I think I would have just rather have seen him get men-at-arms right away.
Yeah, then he could have really pressured the villagers running out of the woodline.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, all those men-at-arms will be cleaned up from MBL. Just some random scouts and spearmen, courtesy of Rubenstock.
Already losing
it seems-
7 units at the 13-minute mark. So kind of 6 militia / men-at-arm and the scout going down. Quite a lot.
It's a lot of investment for almost no reward. Also, Leary does have a tower on the wood line of Zupi. Gonna have to force him to migrate a lumber camp a little bit, but nothing too impactful in the long run. Nikov, interestingly, foraging very quickly.
Isn't that open, by the way? From Leary? Between the dock and the palisade? I think
Almost
Zupi
certainly.
could get it.
Wait, what?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh wait,
No, you cannot really.
yes, you can go through. I just switched to Leary's POV.
Ah, yeah.
You can build a fortified wall.
Or is there something behind?
No,
Are you sure? Because I cannot build there. Behind the dock.
I think that's just the beach terrain, right?
I
Like
don't
prevent.
know. I don't know.
I don't know. It would be really unfortunate for Leary if anything could go through.
Well, it's only 3 militia. Now the tower here. Let's take a
That's a
look.
lot of spearmen from Max. Like, it's what, 5 spearmen? Oh, but they're all in the wrong place.
Well, villagers won't even die. Funnily enough, we have militia from Leary at that site.
Oh yeah, that's weird. But
Okay, 1 villager died. MBL is losing an archer. Now sends more archers over as well. Getting pretty intense there. Zopi's getting a nice tower up against Leary, but he can just go for another gold spot.
yeah, this is pretty interesting. Interestingly, as well, Leary's gonna be the first player to click up to Castle Age. Not sure what he's going to do with it. Maybe some sort of monk and siege push would make sense to me anyway. The militia coming in. Nice quick gates from Leary.
Rubenstock taking the fight after Bloodlines finished for him. Nikov has Bloodlines as well, has +1 attack. Rubenstock is getting +1 defense now. And, well, the trash continues here for the Max. Might get stopped from the archers, though.
Yep, Archer is doing a nice job blocking for the time being. Will buy time for MBL to get his own defensive watchtower up, even Max canceling that tower. And another fight with the mostly spearmen armies.
But that means the archers of MBL are just so much more efficient. Zupi now taking 2 men-at-arms. What? Well, he just doesn't see any army to counter. And
He's not wrong. Max literally, or sorry, Lyria literally has 0 army.
yeah, those men-at-arms, well, they are adding some damage. Another tower as well. Lyria
Yeah.
not going for any water shenanigans as well. This is some aggression that's kept up. Uh-oh,
And it's not like
Nikov now jumping on the TC of Rubenstock here, but loses 3 scouts without a single kill. Was very low on HP here. Okay, now gets 1 villager.
Ooh, that definitely was not worth it, and Rubenstock can now just chase down these 2 remaining scouts. Unlikely to get a ton done. Maybe like 1 villager kill if they are lucky. And Siege Workshop instantly coming in for Leary, nothing odd about that.
But
And I think he's okay.
I think the men-at-arms will squeeze through. Hey,
Oh
what
yeah,
is-
he's not doing anything to patch up the hole.
Not building an eagle. 3
Yeah.
full men-at-arms are kind of fine, honestly. They can snack some villagers, or at least be annoying.
Yeah, at a minimum, force that down these quick walls.
And it's so easy to have hold still.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Nice moves from Leary, and I think he's fine. Meganola's out.
Men-at-arm might go for it. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Ground attack. Yeah, split.
Nice micro
So
from
weird.
Zupi. On a list of fights I expect to see in an Age of Empires match, this is not very high up on said list.
3 men-at-arms split microing against 1 mangonel.
Yeah. This is so weird.
Okay, where are they? Okay, now running around here, and that's what I said. It's so easy to be not fully walled. Oh, now he's going back, and now he allows the walls to go up. Second mangonel. Is Zupi going for anything, or is he just booming? Maybe stable there could be really sexy. And there
Yeah,
was
I
a
think-
there was a tree behind the.
Oh.
I kind of knew it. Like we palisade scouted it, or we scouted it.
Yeah. That's interesting. But yeah, you are right. Zupi's just going to be going for the 3TC boom behind this, so not really committing too much to the aggression. And, I mean, for the time being, he's delaying Leary's extra TCs, as Leary is just now getting TC number 2 up. Somehow Leary's 8 villagers ahead, though, which I find rather confusing, to be honest.
Oh, there's 1 TC at the top. That looks like
Oh,
it
I didn't
just
see that.
finished. TC number 3 is coming out now as well. And Zupi simply was so much later when it comes to Castle Age timing.
Yeah, I guess so. Regardless, both players are going to be like relatively fine. And yeah, I think it's kind of hard to say that one team has a huge advantage at this point.
It's the max only now reaching Castle Age. Kind of delayed. 38 villagers. MBL is 4 ahead and solid 1.5 minute timing for him. Let's take a look. What is he going for?
I wonder if it's going to be for a castle. No, not quite with the stone he needs.
Maybe just some more archers. Also Botkin arrow.
Yeah, not really sure. Anyway, Nikov's coming in here with a lot of camels, actually. And built the forward siege workshop, too. And yeah, Rubenstock's knights, they're not going to perform so well against the camels.
Yeah,
It's not like there's a ton of archers behind to, lay down arrow fire on the camels either. So this might be a little bit of a hard hold for Max.
Yeah, what is the max going for? He needs to drop some TCs. He isn't really going for any military. Sitting at 5 at the moment. That's just some spearmen, I believe. Has no
Yeah.
idea what's going on. Now tries to build an outpost to get some vision. And, well, he will get some vision.
One way or another, that lady just nopes out of there. Fortunately, she will not make it home. But yeah, I mean, MBL going to be supporting his teammate with some nice Celt pikemen. and of course the siege on top of everything else. Defensive siege workshop and extra barracks coming in from the max. Scale mail armor on the way as well. I wonder if he's just going to try and go for a full pikeman defense.
Looks like it indeed, and well, would be good against the camels. Kind of even from what MBL is bringing to the table. Oh no, MBL is now taking to longsword man.
Kill longswordsman, man. Honestly, not that bad.
Well,
You
even
have the
against
camels to help with the
knights.
knights.
Yeah.
And the thing that I really enjoy about longswordsmen is that they're so good at just tearing through buildings. So that if you catch your opponent off guard with them, which you almost always do because who goes for longswordsmen, you can really use that to help snowball in an advantage. And there's just no crossbowmen out to deal with that at all.
Oh, now the Mangonel out of position. Pikemen are trying to help out from behind. We had some conversions here. I think Roomstock needs to disengage here with all his knights +1/+1 and bloodlines on those. Ground attack dodged. The Max got his TC.
Oh, demo ship!
Do it. Yeah, but there's no enemy units.
True.
But yeah, a demo ship. Yeah, that's a demo.
Demo ship, man! Not really sure here. Do you see AM pushing? I think they can.
Well, the TC will go down. Pretty much impossible to answer that. And Nico is up to him behind. There's 83 villagers. The max only at 45, but MBL is low as well, so most of the time the pockets would dictate the game here. And it feels like Nikov in a better spot than Roomstock. It just feels so weird to get Roomstock in there to play a Teuton pocket on a very boomy map.
Yeah. Like, that just seems odd at, like, every single layer. Leary and Zupi both looking up as well. Left side just seems, you know, relatively peaceful after that early game shenanigans, and should just go to Imp without too much hassle. And it's just, yeah, again, like, it all goes back to that Rubenstock Teutons pocket. Especially in conjunction with a Slav flank. Like, that is a lot of not archers.
Okay, Zupi against Leary. Leary is now going for probably Eagles. Oh no, Pikeman. Is he going for Onager Pikeman? Push?
Look where the Mangonels are situated. He wants to cut through.
Yeah, that's what I kind of want to say. Zupi has 2 castles, will defend at the normal entrance, but not really prepared for the cut. And well, pretty much impossible to defend that, but Onager will take some time and resources.
Yeah, certainly. It's not a problem that he's going to have to deal with right now. Although I'm not really sold on the pikemen being especially powerful against the Mangudai.
Yeah.
Just missing all those, missing Halberdier.
I think Leary might think he has a better timing than he actually has.
Yeah, that might be part of it. Just thinking, okay, my opponent went for some aggression. I had a much faster castle age time. I have a much better castle age economy than my opponent. Probably will have the faster imp time, but that is not the case. We'll be getting up at a pretty nice time as well.
Yeah. There is a window of 20 seconds, but Onagers will finish first. Take a look, how much vision does Zupi have in that area? Well, he will basically see it when his villagers are getting attacked.
Yeah, at least he does have Town Watch. So I think that's definitely something that's very important for everybody to have. Actually, Max even researching that right now. Just because you always have to be wary of those cuts coming through or demo ships hitting. Vision, very important.
Okay, today I learned. And Roomstock is going for quite some knights as well. Is he switching away from those knights? No, he only has 2 stables though, and not a lot of upgrades.
Third on the way. But yeah, still missing even +2. He has a few monks that are okay upgraded, but Nikov has a forward castle. I mean, Max is just under so much pressure right now, and yes, he's on 3 TCs, but his villager count is not as healthy as you would expect from him.
Yeah, Well, he's in Castle Age, so is MBL. Zupi now should hear the attack. Soon he can see it. Now he can see it as well. And
Oh yeah.
Mangodice, he's going for the sneak around here apparently. And that could be some nice raid. Let's take a look. Demo is connecting there. And he's breaking through. But now getting attacked at the center. But didn't lose any villagers. Instant reaction by him.
No, beautiful reaction there from Zupi. Just evacuating everybody as needed. Defensive castle coming in as well. We'll be losing a lot of farmland, which is obviously quite annoying, but you'd much rather have that than lose all your villagers.
Speaking of losing
Siege Onager.
villagers, Lyri is losing quite a bit trying to get that castle up. We'll accept that. He loses 8 or 9 or something, but will snag some mango dice for himself. Oh, but it's so rough for the max here.
Yeah, it's... I just don't really see how the max is... I don't see how he's okay. 3 trebuchets working down this castle. MBL is in a much stronger position than his max. Another, what, 25-ish villagers? Zone forward castle. And what is Rubenstock going to save the day with? Teuton Cavalier.
Not the prettiest thing ever. If you have a nice amount of camels and pikemen already out. Some super halberdiers from our Cal player. It's going to be rough. Just feels a bit like Zupi needs to kill Lyri if they want to win this. And he's doing a great job, actually.
No, beautiful snipes onto the onagers. Is killing all of them. Siege Onager is almost in, but with the power of Mangudai, you can deal with Siege Onagers if you have appropriate micro. It's going to be tricky, I think, for Lyri, actually.
The max simply at pop 90 here, completely housed behind that. 88 out of 80 will lose more TCs, all his farms are gone, and well, rebooming isn't the prettiest thing on this map either.
Yeah, it's like this and maybe like Atoll for like the smallest amount of buildable terrain of any map. Really don't have much room with which to work.
Zupi is microing his heart out, gets to SO, but even with a great trade-off, losing some mango dice, then exchange. This is so tricky, and his flanking troop is getting cleared up by Nikov as well.
And the problem for Zupi right now is that even if he is winning against Lyri, which I think he is, it's slow. He's not like blitzing through Lyri's base, which is what he needs to be doing right now because Max is getting increasingly dead.
Yeah, and Roomstock won't hold that. He's now going for some water defense here, actually quite a bit. Will hold this off, but okay, Roomstock is now sending all his cavaliers over against Lyri. That could be interesting. There's only like a handful of... Oh!
That's a lot of SOs, Nilly.
It was like 8 cavaliers going down. Make that 10 now?
Oh, but the Cavaliers, they are eventually finding the onagers. Oh, the pikemen are coming in possibly just in the nick of time.
Is that
possible? It's hard to... Oh, God.
Mangudai's going down in the back. That was actually perfect for Lyri. Paladins even more going down. What are we witnessing? Those SO are getting all of the shots in. Oh, man. Yeah, the castle at the left-hand side is denied. But look at that. SO still alive some, and Paladins aren't wrecking through it. More SO coming out, and oh, God, they're getting good Mangudai shots again.
Oh, man. The thing is, though, for Lyri, even if these Siege Onagers are paying for themselves several times over, it's not enough. he doesn't have any follow-up. It's down to 4 military, Nilly.
He's now up to 11 and he will get pushed back, but I think on the other side Roomstock is just taking too much time and they can easily cut through the forest as well. They don't even need to run through the docks here, which is kind of the hope of Roomstock, that he's preparing a lot of demos. But I think, yeah, AM won't fall for that trap.
You see the little flags on the docks and you're like, I am not going that way. Yeah, you can see them cutting through right now. Nice job from MBL, and there's going to be absolutely nothing stopping Nikog with his 201 population.
Oh boy! Something we don't see too often from Mongols players as well. And yeah, that's a big move in here. The Max is still having some pikemen around, but well, that won't be enough.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad for Zupi because I feel like he's been playing this incredibly well. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough. It's not like he's at 200 pop himself.
Larry is still in heavy problems here. But yeah, if we look at the populations overall, it's just Nikov and MBL being completely boomed out, something we cannot say for Rubenstock and Zupi.
Yeah, the thing is, Nikov will send all reinforcements in the direction of Leary, and I feel like eventually that is going to be enough to at least like hold on. And meanwhile, like Rubenstock's base is getting gutted, the Max's base is not, as in like does not exist, and yeah.
It's a new base for MBL Nikov getting gold there. That's still a lot of siege, and GG! Well played, and another great timing. 9 minutes to go for the next series.
There we go. It's the value of the set 4-game series. Makes broadcast times a lot cleaner. Man, look at Zupi's kill death ratio though.
Zupi's K. Oh, 164 against 67. Interesting. Did snipe quite a lot of villagers in the end as well. I think it could have been like 200 to 70 or something in half a minute. But yeah.
Like I said, I feel bad for Zupi because I feel like he played really well.
Yeah, Zupi played an enormous game. I think Leary underreacted a bit there, not going for any army. Felt a bit untypical, especially for him. And yeah, I like the Mango Die switch there, and it just was so weird. Roomstock, Teuton, pocket there. You're always behind against the Mongols. Then MBL with this major aggression, and well, some felts from the max. 2-2. The day is over for Suomi. 8 games played against 2 of the best teams in the world. 4 wins. A solid day of Age of Empires for them.
Yep, they will be walking home with $200, which is, you know, totally fine for an afternoon of Age of Empires games.
Yeah. And I also want to point out Nikov, I think, played 2 games, won 2 games.
Yes. Yes, you're correct. No, just kidding. Played 3 games. He lost 1.
Okay. Felt not right, but he won 2. And Livery won 2 as well, but lost 2. Okay. Then 10-minute break, and after that we will have AM against Secret.
Indeed, indeed. See you in a few.
See you in a few. I'm not sure what I will give to you now. Let me scroll through my YouTube. Maybe I have something like 10-minute video-ish. Age of Empires highlights. What WTF happened in March? I don't have a lot of 10-minute videos. It's not really my style. Fields Nelly Man. Question and answer with Jordan. In doubt. Fun day. I will just show you maybe micro scenario finals. Leary against Stark, casted by me in doubt, and we will be back in roughly 10 minutes with the remaining games, guys.
This is annoying.
I hate this one as well.
This with Scrums he can't micro, like the animation to throw the spear is a lot bigger and his micro is not that powerful. With Tartus is just...
Tries to go for
What?
the first
How?
spear. How? Well, it's not enough damage output to get the kill. 6 skirmishes.
Seems that way, even with fletching. But it's already one down. He must go all in, basically you must go all in.
Just pray. Every round just patrol in and hope that something bugs out at Leary's side.
Actually not that horrible.
Okay.
There
Are
we
you go get some kills? Is he saving that one? No, not really.
Well, he killed a lot of units. This is a win for Fire. I mean, you know what I mean.
Not a real win, but yeah. And oh god, he's still tryharding. Oh, but tryhard the tryharder. Oh god. This is so ugly, man. This is
He will
so
not. Yeah. That.
oh,
He is dancing as well.
okay. Oh god, is this good? Oh, Larry.
Well, he had time to learn this game in micro. It's not like me. He's on 16 already.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, today on Rocket Beans I made a joke like, oh, Dowd is going for ballistics, his favorite upgrade.
How those guys still not dead? Like they should be dead. Like
Well,
10
5
minutes
against
ago.
3 is also like favorite.
Actually, I don't have the. I
Ah,
don't hear
you
them.
don't hear them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I never heard them. From
Oh,
here.
they make the best Serbian jokes ever.
Oh, I know.
Okay, Archer against Archer, just 2 against 2. And that's just so weird. Fire's trying to go for it. It gets a good volley off here. Oh, now the split. They just accept. Okay, let's play with Archers first. Oh, that one is pretty low already. 63 here, the back
But
one.
those many times are on the way.
Are they?
Oh, what?
Oh man, Larry. And he eats some more shots. Oh god, another double one. And well, Archer's
Now let's just go in.
Oh, nice micro back here. Scout is coming
Yeah,
forward
this is
as
a good
well.
micro.
Oh, this isn't too bad for Fire.
Yeah. If you lose without but 1 unit alive, it's a win.
Oh, why is he microing back there?
Die. Oh, what is it?
Got one.
Almost.
Score at the
Almost
moment
not dying.
19-0. So Liberty won all 4 rounds.
Oh, that's how, yeah. I was like, how is 0? I did better than that.
Oh man,
Yeah,
yeah.
down the hill first.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it was the real finals was already in the semis.
Yeah. You can see that.
Fire against Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look here. Arch is trying to continue microing, and well, it seems like both of them always trying to go for the range unit approach first.
That's why it's stupid, man. That's why I don't like it. But the he avoids shot. Oh, the command. So calculated. He will not lose a single one. He will not lose a single range unit.
And he's so tryhard with this. Oh god, this is so evil.
He can now play without many times and kill everything.
Well, it's actually somewhat true. Oh man.
How is this possible?
Well, that engagement isn't that great. He needs to get those archers to the back.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
not a lot of
doesn't care.
HP.
He will win the fight anyway. He doesn't care about units. I mean,
Oh god, this is brutal. How did that happen again? He might not live
will
with this
will fire be on 0?
Oh
Potato fire?
god.
Die! I'm just
Hurrah,
trying to
Not
kill
a
her.
single one.
Oh god, this is brutal.
Okay.
You wanna go in Slayer after this
boy.
bonus round?
No, I did against you.
I beat you.
Yeah.
Did I?
Well,
Yes, I
it
think I
was, we only played 11 rounds, and I think you beat me 7-4.
You really probably realize it's best to focus knight. Last
it?
game I did, yeah.
Why?
First spearman, then knight.
Okay, first Spearman. Now we agree. This is such a weird
First win?
fight.
Maybe not.
No, it won't be.
Oh, but it's only 1 unit alive.
No,
5 should be
two,
here.
two.
Your
Still
knight
it's-
packed out at the last fucking.
Oh. And
He's learning from best.
Sometimes I feel like if you put on stand ground, they attack, but sometimes they don't. And now if you put
Yeah.
attack, they stop working.
Poor Fire.
Okay,
Don't
this
you
is
feel with
ballistics,
him?
right?
Yeah.
Yes,
believe
I
so.
actually do. No, I won many rounds.
Yeah.
I did many. I didn't win a single one.
Well, you also won a qualifier, right? Fire didn't.
That's not a single one.
Yeah. Why is Fire here?
You invited me
Did
as
I
well.
invite him? He was not invited directly.
qualified?
He didn't qualify. What is he doing here? He didn't cast.
Yeah.
He casted 1 game. Yeah.
Was it a good cast? No, it was.
It had good feedback. Let's call it that way.
Oh wait, it's like ground control. That skirmisher. It's like he did ground control. That's
Okay, now the light cap is moving in, going back a bit. Pikemen are the real damage dealers here, and look at that. The pikeman of fire is just attacking the other pikeman instead of the scouts focus that one down. That should be another win for Larry.
He's not in a single fight. I was thinking my score was embarrassing. This is worse. What is this final?
Oh god.
Maybe do a Lyra against a Viper like this. Would be interesting to
Instead
see.
of the series tomorrow.
Well, 1 point escape style. Oh.
Oh yeah, and then they do a drawing game,
Yeah, yeah,
and we
and
do
then-
one Scrabble.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is a lot of stuff
That-
dying at the front. Oh, still one pikeman as a damage dealer.
Oh, he lost kill actually. Okay, maybe